Okay, Islamic sciences implications in society. As an introduction, the aspects eliminated by Islamic science is stipulating critical elements such as Sharia law, Islamic finance, and historical development in Islamic thought. Though systematic examination, it aims at highlight to the principles, contemporary social structures, and interactions within the communities. Basics of social societal impact. Transformation of Islamic finance. Transformed economic practices, integrating ethical guidelines and prohibited interest to promote risk sharing, effective both local and global markets. Integrated Sharia law into governance, particularly governance in several Muslim majority countries, promoting legal frameworks that prioritize moral and ethical considerations of purely secular law. Strengthening community bonds. Cultural practices shaped by Islamic teachings have strengthened community bonds, promoting values such as charity and zakat and community service, which enhance social welfare and cohesion. Holistic education systems and Islamic political thought. Enhanced community cohesion, social development. Enhanced community cohesion. The Islamic community has a significant evolution in social practices influenced by Islamic sciences, leading to enhanced community cohesion and identity. The application of Sharia principles has fostered a sense of responsibility, moral duty among individuals, encouraging them to engage positively in their societies. Enrichment of education frameworks. The Islamatization of education has enriched intellectual landscapes of societies. Islamic sciences emphasize moral education, critical thinking, ethical decision making, which is an essential part of personal growth and societal development. Promotion of charity and community service. Zakat and Khidmah are very important aspects of Islamic sciences, and their jurisdiction of fiqh around these is well discussed in support systems within communities promoting cultural of generosity and mutual assistance. Uh, Development in Islamic communities is through cultural developments, faith, education, political policies, respecting values, social cooperation drives development. Impact of Islamic science in the Middle East politics. Islamic sciences have played a crucial role in shaping the political landscape in the Middle East, particularly through the implementation of Sharia law in Saudi Arabia. This legal framework influences governance, social order, and international relations, reflecting both the cultural values in region and challenges of aligning traditional practices with modern governance. Case studies on the subject are varied. There are a lot of them out there, and it's interesting to see. This particular video will be the significant influence of Islamic sciences, particularly through implementing Sharia law in Saudi Arabia. The application of Sharia law not only shapes domestic legislation, but also affects international relations and human rights discussions. Overview would reliance on Sharia law, which is not codified but instead interpreted from the Quran and Sunnah. The interpretation primarily influenced on Hanafi school of thought, one of the four major Sunni schools of Islamic jurisprudence. Criminal law and human rights, severe punishments under Sharia, international criticism, and examples of Sharia punishments include beheading for murder, stoning for adultery, and amputations for theft. These practices have widely condemned as barbaric by Western nations and human rights advocates who argue for reform in line with contemporary human rights standards. International criticism has been in the forefront from Amnesty International and other organizations like these that go for Human Rights Watch, for frequently criticized Saudi Arabia for human rights record, particularly concerning its strict applications, and criticisms focus on lack of due process and harshness of punishments. Family law and gender equality issues. Sharia law governs family dynamics. In Islamic societies, family law is governed by Sharia, significantly impacts the rights and responsibilities of individuals in marriage, divorce, and inheritance. Notably, the laws often dictate that men hold greater authority in marital relationships, including the right to initiate divorce unilaterally, while women face more complex and often restricted processes to obtain divorce. Restrictions of women's rights. Women may receive half a share of men, leading to ongoing discussions about gender equity and interpretation of Sharia in contemporary societies and inheritance. Legal standing of non-Muslims. The jurisdiction often encountered legal disadvantages in family law, limited rights in matters such as custody and inheritance, leading to debates about religious freedom and equity. Prohibition of interest, restrictions on speculative transactions, and business regulations, foreign investment. Human rights standards, there's tensions, global criticism, and minority right issues often face legal disadvantages. Challenges of critics to Sharia law, incompatibility with international human rights norms, inconsistent judicial interpretations, and debates on religious freedom and gender equality. The reform efforts have been announcing plans to codify Sharia law, making a significant step toward legal clarity and modernization in legal system. In 2010 to 2018, publication of Source Book of Legal Principles aimed at providing a reference for Sharia law interpretations and futures ongoing efforts to balance traditional values with contemporary demands in society, enhancing the legal framework to meet international standards.